Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off by prepping my client's nails. We are just gently buffing off the shine from her natural nail. I am using my Kiara Sky Rechargeable e-file at about 4,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using the Profiles Backstage Mandrel bit with their purple sanding band in medium grit. Very, very fine. Even though they go up to coarse, they're still very fine in my opinion, so definitely safe to use on the natural nail especially. So I'm just going gently around the cuticle area and then going along the surface of the nail to buff off that shine. We are not filing with any crazy amount of pressure. We're trying to be very careful with this and just gently buff that off without damaging her natural nail. Now for further prep, I like to use this needle bit. This one is from Amazon. You can find it in my Amazon storefront. My e-file is still at 4,000 RPMs, very, very low speed, very light pressure, and I'm just going in gently around that cuticle area. This is going to help remove any excess dead skin that you might have left behind with your mandrel bit. I'm taking my cuticle ball bit. This came with the needle bit. Like I mentioned earlier, they are available on my Amazon storefront. I'm just using this to gently buff away the cuticle versus having to cut or nip anything off. I have now moved my e-file up to a speed of 5,000 RPMs. I have found that that speed is more effective versus the 4 that I used to use it on. So if that helps, try increasing it just a little bit to make it a little bit more effective. Still using very light pressure. I'm not wanting to hurt my client. I'm just gently removing that dead skin. Now, if you guys have gotten familiar with this client's hands, her name is Brittany. I will leave her social media down below. She actually has a small business, which I'm so excited for her. I'm so proud of her. I shared it a little bit ago on my Instagram story, so I'll definitely leave it linked down below if you guys want to go ahead and show some love on her business page. But I'm going ahead and applying the tips. We are using the Not Polish Universal tips. These are full sculpted, pre-shaped in the shape of a stiletto, and I'm just gluing them on very carefully with my Young Nails brush on glue. And then I'm just adding just a little bit on top of the surface just to make sure there's no air bubbles or anything like that. And then we're going to be trimming them very, very lightly. She loves her length, and I'm not mad about it. You guys know I love my long nails. So I'm just taking my craft scissors and basically just trimming off the number. And then we're going to be filing them into shape once again. Now for the shaping process, I am taking my hand file. This one is the Tammy Peel and Stick file in 100 grit, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but they are the pink ones. I'm going in on both sides, alternating from left to right, right to left. I'm not focusing on one side more than the other because I want that point to be directly in the center. And if you focus too much on one side, then it will be uneven and you want it to be perfectly even. Now, I will say if you accidentally put the tip on there crooked, I don't ever really get concerned because you can always fix it with the hand file. So for example, if it's slightly too much to the left, just make sure you focus your filing on the left side versus the right side because the right side is going to be more narrow anyways. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish that off, continue to file, and make sure that everything is nice and even, super, super sharp as we are still doing stiletto. Now, once I'm done shaping those tips, I'm actually taking my e-file once again with my Mandrel bit and sanding band, and I'm just gently filing the tip right where it meets the natural nail. The reason for this is because we are doing kind of an ombre look, clear vibe for the background of the design, and I just want to make sure that everything is nice and smooth for my application. Now we're cleaning the surface of the nail with a lint-free wipe and some swipe. This is going to help remove any excess dust while dehydrating the nail as well. I actually noticed somebody asked if I don't use a dehydrator. This works as a dehydrator for those of you that are not aware of it. It's going to very gently dehydrate that nail from any excess oils or anything like that, which helps with product adhesion. Now to further prep for the product adhesion, I am using the XXX Bond from Not Polish. This is their primer. I've been loving it. Definitely recommend if you guys are looking for a good primer. I haven't had any lifting issues with myself or my clients. I am going to be applying 2 coats of this primer, just personal preference. I feel like in order to fully get rid of any lifting issues you might have, if you add that second coat, that's definitely going to help tremendously. So if you guys have issues, make sure your prep is on point. You dehydrate that nail and clean it very well, and then add a good primer. I'm going in with my acrylic application. For this step, I am using the Not Polish acrylic brush in the size 12. Along with that, I'm using their monomer as well. And of course, this Milky White is Milky White from Not Polish. I'm going to basically be ombreing it into clear. So I'm taking a medium-sized bead of acrylic, applying that up near the cuticle area, and then just gently blending it downwards and carefully cleaning that up. And then I'm just adding a little bit more in that area where you can clearly see it's not blended very well. Their powders do blend very nicely, never had any issues. So if you guys are looking for really good products to ombre with, these are going to be it. Again, a medium-sized bead of acrylic near the center, basically right in the middle where the tip meets the natural nail. I'm going to start blending that downwards, making sure that I'm cleaning my sides. And then we're going to be adding another bead up near the cuticle area, holding the finger in a downward position, making sure that the product flows down and not into the cuticle. And then just gently blending that out. I'm going ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails, and then we're going to be encapsulating. I'm using very minimal product for this step because I am going to add the bulk amount of product with my clear acrylic. Now for the encapsulation process, I am using the clear acrylic from Not Polish. I absolutely love this clear. It's super clear and it's very, very easy to work with. So definitely one of my must-haves. I like to stock up on this as much as I can because I use it in basically every single one of my sets that I do. So for my encapsulation process, I honestly do not have a specific way of doing it. I kind of am all over the place, honestly, with this application process. I feel like I start in the middle and then either go up or down or sideways. It honestly does not matter. I'm basically just focusing on adding that thickness specific to my client's liking and the length of the nail, of course. I do her nails on the thicker end of basically what anybody's really used to, specifically because she gets them so long and because they are stiletto and she is not the carefulest when it comes to taking care of them. So we want to make sure that she doesn't come back with cracked or broken nails. Now getting into our filing process, I am using, again, my Kiara Sky Rechargeable e-file. I have now moved her up to 9,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using the Rose Gold 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky as well. It is my favorite. Absolutely love it. The reason why I feel like I love it the most is because the 5-in-1 bit is tapered up at the top, so it makes it very easy to use in the cuticle area as well as the length of the nail. So I am obsessed with these. The cut on this specific one from Kiara Sky is one of my favorites. I feel like I've tried tons of different 5-in-1 bits from multiple companies, and for whatever reason I just gravitate towards this one. It just works a lot better for my personal liking. So I'm just going around that cuticle area and then vertically up and down the length of the nail. Very, very careful with it, very light pressure. I'm just trying to smooth out that surface without removing bulk product. Now for our final shaping, I am taking my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file once again, and I'm going to make sure that I'm filing the sides and they are perfectly straight. I try to focus a lot on my application and make sure that I clean up the sides, but regardless of how much you try with your application, if you go in one last time with the hand file, it just makes it that much better. So make sure you guys aren't skipping any steps when it comes to perfecting the shape and your application process. So I'm just going in left to right, right to left, alternating and making sure that that point is directly down the center of the nail. And y'all already know we are doing some nail art. I am buffing the surface of the nail very vigorously with my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage, and I'm just making sure that the surface is nice and smooth. And then I'll gently go underneath the nail as well on some of the nails just to make sure that that is perfectly smooth as well. But we definitely want to prep the nail with the perfect canvas for our nail art application. Now for today's nail art, we are doing something super simple, classic, and I feel like it brings me back in the day, like when cheetah print, leopard print, zebra print was in, and I'm obsessed with it. She did decide to do lime green, so we're going to be doing black and lime green as kind of a good amount of contrast against that white and clear. So we're starting off by using the black gel paint from Profiles Backstage. Along with that, I'm using my favorite nail art brush from Amazon, which I mentioned in my last video that I need to replace. I have yet to order a new one, so I will be doing that as soon as I'm done doing this voiceover. And I'm basically just dabbing it on the nail in the form of cheetah or leopard print, whichever one it is. I honestly don't know the difference. And I'm going in basically doing a combination of dots or little smudges, and then I like to kind of envision a broken up, distorted kind of either C or circle, and it has chunkier edges and thinner sides, so it's all over the place. I feel like this is the best way to kind of describe the process of drawing it. But I'm basically going to be doing black on this hand, and then we're going to be doing something different on the other hand. She is the queen of mix and match nails, which I love as well. So we're going to be doing a completely different design on the other one, and you'll be able to see that process as well. I'm just going to continue to finish off this hand, just very simple black along kind of diagonally, and then we're going to be popping that in the light and working on the other hand. So we're placing that in the light for a full minute. You want to make sure you fully cure your gel paints. If you're working on the other hand, it honestly just stays in there until I'm done with this hand. So for this hand, we are doing cheetah print, leopard print, whichever one it is, once again, in the color lime green. She's obsessed with lime green. If you guys have seen a lot of her photos and videos that I've done on her, we do lime green a lot. So she was like, I'm back with it. I want lime green. It screams summer. So can we please do that? So I am so excited that Profiles Backstage came out with their neon gel paints. I talk about their gel paints all the time. They are my favorite. They're super opaque. The consistency is perfect in my opinion. They're just really good quality products all around. Well, they came out with their neon ones and I am here for it. Perfect for the summertime. It honestly has gotten me away from using my pigments as much because I have those readily available to me now. So I'm so excited that I don't have to bring out my pigments as often as I need to. So I am doing a combination of that print, and then we're going to be adding some zebra print in there as well. So for this hand, I opted to use lime green for this portion. And then for the zebra print, we're going to be doing black. So it still goes well with the other hand. Perfect, like mix match nails. They're still very cohesive, but obviously a whole different vibe. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that off, and then we're going to be finishing the rest of the nail art.
I see the blessings coming our way, blessings on blessings, yeah. I see the blessings coming our way. I can't say that life's been perfect or complain, cause life's been worth it. And all because of who he is working, only working out for my God. And no more living in that fear, no more tears, and no. Oh, he's working me and molding me who he wants me to be. I know that we all gonna be alright. We gon' make it through if it takes us all night. No matter what the odds may bring our way, I can see the blessings coming our way, yeah. Blessings on blessings, yeah. I see the blessings coming our way.
Now I did leave out a good amount of the process from this video because it's very, very repetitive and I feel like you guys can easily get bored from that. So I figured I would cut the rest of the cheetah print out and then go on to our zebra print. I'm back to my black gel paint from Profiles Backstage, and I'm basically doing zebra print stripes. I don't know how else to explain it, but basically how I like to do mine is a thicker base. I don't know if that's how I can explain it. Basically where it's growing out of, I feel like that's a good way of saying it. It's growing out of the sides of the nails and meeting basically in the center. So the outer corners are going to be a lot thicker, and then you want to loosen up the pressure of your brush, and that gives you the thinner effect. And I'm honestly just randomly placing them, no specific way. I'm eyeballing it to go well in the center and then work my way around. So that's basically how I'm doing it. I'm sure you guys know how to do this simple design. If not, give it a go and you'll be very easily pleased with the results. I'm gonna go ahead and finish that off. We're doing it on the pinky, middle finger, and then the full nail on the index finger.
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. You call my bluff, I won't pick up, I let it ring. Record sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. So do you wanna take me back? All of our broken plans, so we can start again. Won't turn down a second chance, I'm too selfish for that. I'll let you fall again, now that you know that. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was.
Now that we are all finished with our zebra print, popping that in the light and moving back onto my other hand, we're going to be outlining that simple cheetah print with the lime green. And I'm basically just doing a sort of a thick line, making it very squiggly, definitely not straight at all whatsoever. And I'm just doing that on the bottom, on the top, on all of the fingers. And once I'm done with this, of course, I'm placing that in the light. I made sure that I fully cured both hands before we are going to top coat. So make sure you place it in your light for a full minute. You can do 2 minutes to be safe, especially with the more pigmented, darker colors. You want to make sure that it is all the way cured so you don't smear it whenever you go in with your top coat. Now that everything is fully dry, I am going in with my top coat. This is Gloss It from Not Polish. My favorite top coat. It lasts so long and it stays shiny the entire time. So I'm basically just adding a thin layer of that over top of the entire nail, really focusing on where I placed the nail art. You want to make sure you fully press it into those designs so that it really melts into any creases or divots that the gel paint might have created. It's going to make your nail art last. And of course, we're placing that in the light for a full minute. I like to do 2 minutes just to be safe.
Everybody is talking. This is for my day ones. Don't forget the ones that made
Now that everything is nice and dry, fully done, I am adding cuticle oil from Profiles Backstage, my all-time favorite. I will leave that linked down below. I keep forgetting to add that, so make sure you guys check it out. It smells so good and it melts right into the skin. But that basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
This is for my day one, day one. Izquierda pa' derecha, dale bien pa' acá. Yo quiero que tú bailes, dale sin parar. Todo mundo, hey, quiero vacilar. Shake it, and I'll throw it right back.